Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Drutube, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and of course, Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Nothing exists apart from the present moment. If you can't experience joy and peace right now, then chances are you never will. Let's get right into it. Nothing exists apart from the present moment. The past doesn't exist except in your memory. And the future doesn't exist because it plain and simply just hasn't happened yet. So if you can wrap your mind around those two things, you will be able to bring yourself a lot of peace. Because anxiety is the separation between a person and the present moment. That's where all the anxieties kick in. You're worried about something. You're worried about something, afraid of something. Whether something that happened in the past, you're worried about. Your mind keeps taking you back to that moment because of the story you keep replaying in your mind, what you keep telling yourself, how you keep looking at the situation. All that doesn't exist except for in your mind. All right? And that's why nothing exists apart from the present moment. Because even in the present moment, you would have to go in your mind to revisit a past event. Nothing exists apart from the present moment. Even in the future, you have to go into your mind and project and see something that you would hope to be or something that you fear may happen. Don't allow your hopes and ambitions and dreams to take you out the present. And don't allow fear or worry to take you out of the present. You got to be able to chill and relax and just be. Sometimes when you need to be grounded and you need to focus on what's currently in front of you, being in nature is a great place to be that. A great place to do that. And it's also a great place to be that. All right. Being in nature will allow you to just be. You look at the animals, you look at the trees, you look at everything. It's just being. Things are still. Of course, the animals are, foraging for food, fighting off predators, building a nest or building a home for themselves. But for the most part, you'll see a duck in a pond. It's just being. You'll see a bird on a tree. It's just being. You'll see a turtle. It's just being. You'll see a tree, which is a living organism. You could really pick this up from trees because they're just rooted. That is the definition of being grounded. This is just in the ground, just chilling, just being. If you could just chill and just be and cast your worries aside, things would be a lot better for you mentally, physically, spiritually, and in life in general overall. Because your joy is not being ripped away from you. Your peace is not being ripped away from you by a past or previous event. Something that has taken place or something that hasn't taken place. Well, not previous, but future event. Excuse me. They're like, previous, what? Previous, I thought that's something that happened before. Nothing exists apart from the present moment. What happened yesterday is gone. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. I ain't gonna get into all that. All right, this ain't that kind of vibe here. ain't that kind of party. but that is a very powerful, influential song. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. It's a song to bring a person optimism, a song to alleviate a person from worrying about the present, and also to help a person to stop focusing on their past. And that's what I'm doing with this very video. Stop worrying about the past. There's all kinds of things there, things you can't change, things that will always be the same, things that will never be different. You want to change some things, focus on the present. You want to change some things, whatever from your past that's in your present, that's what you change, because it's in your present. That means it still exists. You want to be able to experience joy. You want to be able to experience peace. Then you want to be able to center yourself in the present. Because if you can't experience joy right now, chances are you never will. Why? Because the present is the future, and that's what they don't tell nobody. Your present moment is your future. Whatever you are presently, you will have in the future, because the present moment is now. And this is why you'll hear people say the future is now. The future is now. There is no future other than what you're already experiencing currently. Nothing exists apart from the present moment. That's why you want to be able to be in the present moment, because in the present moment, you're able to connect to source. Just like that duck floating in that pond, connected to God, connected to the universe, connected to nature. You want to just be. Even in the midst of chaos, you want to just be. Even if you're at your job, people stressing you out, people saying this got to be done, that got to be done. This person's a jerk, that person's weird, somebody stink, somebody got an attitude. Just be. Just be. And allow all that to fade away and stay in the present moment within yourself. Can't help but experience a little negativity and toxicity here and there, but you have control over what you choose to continuing to experience. Some things you could let go and just let it fade away and continue to remain present. Life is always changing and always moving. You ever seen that cartoon Super Jail? All right, one thing I liked about Super Jail, what it taught me back in my Adult Swim days, Super Jail showed me that things are always moving. It's like a cartoon where something is always happening. It's not just a cartoon where the character is going through the cartoon talking to people, hey, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. How's none of that. I'm talking about things they're just showing life. It's a cartoon about just life. Something's getting eaten. Somebody got killed. Somebody got destroyed. Someone got their face slammed into a desk. Somebody got their head ripped off. Not to be that graphic, but it's just like, just imagine just things just keep happening. Like the cartoon is basically like an inner city. Just picture an inner city. People constantly moving. Life always happening. Life is always happening and life is always moving. Had to say a little things within the video to wake people up and grab their attention, but we're here. Life is always moving forward. That means within a second, every second that passes is becoming the past. 5 minutes ago is the past. People still worried about something that happened 5 minutes ago, 5 days from now. You can't have a mind like that. And we tend to have a mind like that. That's how most people's thought process tends to go. But you have to master yourself and make your thought process move a little differently. You want to be able to separate yourself from your past. You want to be able to let go of your past. So that way you can experience peace and joy right now. A lot of people think they can't have peace. A lot of people think they can't experience joy. But you can. You work towards creating it for yourself. But you also work towards creating it within yourself. You want peace outwardly and inwardly. Because if you can't experience peace right now in the present, if you can't be peaceful right now in the present, if you can't feel good right now in the present, chances are you never will. And you never will because the present is the future. And if you can't have it right now, that means you're never going to have it because you're going to keep moving into the present moment with how you're currently feeling. Those current thoughts, those current feelings are going to stay if you don't do something with them. If you don't change them, you don't transmute them, you don't start to look at things differently, think about things differently, start to stay within the present moment. You have to be able to ground yourself and remove yourself out of the anxiety states of mind. The types of thoughts that create anxiety are worry thoughts, fearful thoughts, thoughts where you think the worst is going to happen. That will create some anxiety. You have a situation, you don't let go and let God. Now you're worried sick. That's why God is there. God is there to prevent you from worrying. Give it to God. Stay in the present moment. Enjoy your peace. Enjoy your present moment. Stay happy. Be happy. Don't get robbed by thieves. A lot of people would let someone walk up to them and take their money. Someone tries to walk up to you, give me all your money. You're gonna see if there's a way out of that before you just over and hand off your belongings to them. It should be the same way with these negative thoughts trying to creep into your mind and rob you from your present moment. How many times have you just been chilling and enjoying a great time, enjoying a great day, having fun, loving life, and then boom, something happens to where now you're thinking about a previous event. You're thinking about someone that makes you sad, something that makes you miserable, something that you have no control over that already happened that wouldn't serve you to put your focus or attention on. You can experience joy and you can have peace, but it's a choice. It's a choice of what you choose to do with your mind and what you choose to do with your thoughts. Most people just don't care. Most people will let their mind just run on autopilot and they don't care. They don't care what they're thinking. They don't think what they're thinking plays a part in the reality that they live in, and that's fine for them. You don't have to force anything on them. That's going to take you out of what? The present moment. It's going to take you out of a peaceful moment. If people aren't experiencing peace right now, they may never. And that's not up to you to make them experience it. It's not up to you to try to make them have peace. Peace is an inside job and it's an individual job. You can't make somebody else's life peaceful. They have to have peace within them. Some of us are trying to, some people are out here trying to make other people's lives more peaceful without, number one, having peace within themselves, and number two, without that person there of the life they're trying to affect, that person has no peace in them. Peace is an inside job. If somebody doesn't have peace, you trying to give them some is only going to waste yours. You can't allow the past to rob you. You can't allow the future to rob you. The present moment is where it's at. And that's where you're going to want to stay. You may have a job like I used to have. A lot of jobs I had, I would start working, and then within a week or two, people would get funny, and I'd have to go find another job. And I would let that rob me of my peace instead of leaning on the Lord, instead of focusing on God, and instead of realizing that everything is going to be okay. I'd stress myself out because of uncertainty, because of other people having control over my life and whether I can come back to work and make some money or not. That would steal a lot of joy from me. That would take a lot of peace from me, and I let it, instead of focusing on the present moment and what I currently have and where I'm at and everything being okay right now. I would catastrophize and assume the worst, and I would do myself in with my own thoughts because I'd tear myself out of the present moment. You will rip yourself out of the present moment worrying about things you have no control over. And it's only because I wanted to do well and I wanted to be successful and continue to take care of myself. But if you allow yourself to worry about that, where's your faith? If you allow yourself to be taken out the present moment, where's your peace? And if you can't be happy despite whatever's happening in your life, especially if it's something that's not that serious, you're not going to have joy. So the best thing you can do is exist where you can only exist, in a state to where you realize you don't have control over anything, in a state to where you realize that I'm going to continue to put my power over the things that I have control over. Some things we just don't have control over. And you can't allow wanting to have peace of mind take your peace from you. Some of us worry because of lack of peace, of not being able to know what's going to happen next. You want to know what's going to happen next so bad, you worry yourself to death, stress yourself to death. You're afraid of the worst happening, and you actually start to create it, because the more you think about it, the more your energy goes into that, and the more you start to picturize in your mind the negative thing that you don't want to happen. And this is what Job was saying. He said, what I feared has come upon me. Whatever you focus on and put attention and energy into, if you focus hard enough, you'll start to see it in your mind. You won't see it in this reality yet until it manifests, but you'll see it in your mind. That's why nothing exists apart from the present moment. Even in that present moment, that worry state that you're in, that you're consciously projecting into the future, you're seeing a not so good event about to happen. And that will rob you of your peace. And that's why if you can't experience joy and peace right now, you'll never have it, because you will always allow an event, a thing, a person, a place, something to rob you of your present moment. And that's where all the good things are at, because it's called the present for a reason. What's more important? You to give this problem to God, and you to just sit and be okay in this moment and know that everything's going to be all right? Or you worrying about something which is going to lean you closer to the devil, to where the devil will allow you to create more problems for yourself. The devil will allow you to create the idea in your mind that things won't work out. That's where a lot of people experience fear and worry, because they're afraid that things won't work out. If you fear that things won't work out, they never will. If you're afraid things aren't going to get better, they won't get better. If you are afraid that this situation is going to turn out in a bad, negative way, it just might. And if it's something that you don't have power over, if it's a decision that you don't have power over, if it's a choice you don't have any power over, it's best for you to just let go, let God handle it, and keep your peace. Ideas will come to you while you're in the present moment. It may be a voice that comes to you that tells you to go move here, or go fill out an application here, or go do this or go do that. And that was your guidance. You might have a whole angel come to you in the form of your own thoughts and deliver a message to you that will save the day, like a miracle. But you can only get that in the present moment. You don't want fear to be your experience. You don't want worry to be your experience. If fear and worry are the majority of the things you're experiencing, you're going to be a very anxious person. And that anxiety is only going to it's only going to create more issues, because it's going to cause you to make some problems for yourself and cause some problems for yourself. When you're worried, you're more stressed, you're more irritable. And these are things that people just don't want. People don't want to be irritated by things they can't control. So why worry yourself over it? And just think, like, all the things that you worried yourself over that turned out all right. A lot of people will worry themselves half to death over things that they don't even experience. Think about that one. People will worry themselves over things that they don't even experience. People will get caught up and hung up over all these things they think are going to happen, but they may not even ever happen. That's what worry is: fear of something that may happen. And fear of something that may happen hasn't happened yet. So where is that event in the future taking place in your mind with fear? So it's like you're afraid something may happen. You start to picture it, you start to see it, you start to feel how you would feel if it was happening. You're taking yourself through a process of creating a negative event. You want to be in the present moment where you create more positive events. There's a lot of positivity in the present moment because you're not worried and you're not in fear, and you feel that everything is good. And sometimes everything isn't good. Sometimes things do happen to where things will cause worry. But just because something can cause worry doesn't mean you have to be worried over it. You don't have to be worried over things that cause worry. You can choose to be at peace. You can choose to look at it in a way to where you see the best happening to you that could happen. Even though something looks bad, doesn't mean you have to look bad with it. This may happen, that may happen, this may go wrong, that may go wrong. Doesn't mean you have to go wrong with the problem, because nothing exists apart from the present moment. You do have a lot of control and power over your life, more than you know or think, or more, you have more power over what you experience than you think. A lot of your experiences come from what you think. You think things may not work out, you think things are going to go wrong. Some people say, what else can go wrong? And then a million things will go wrong. I like to ask the question, what else can go right? So a million things will go right. Make sure that you keep existing in the best reality, where you get the best results, where the best thing happens, where you feel the best. where you're focused on the best. It's the present moment. It's as simple, you know. It's just nothing too collegiate, nothing too scholastic. You know, we just chopping it up, just talking good talk. Stay in the present moment. It will keep you peaceful, keep you from worrying, keep you from stressing. And if you ever are stressing, that means you stepped into the past, you stepped into the present. You need to reorganize your mind, let something go, accept something, and then replace yourself into a peaceful mind state. And that's all you have to do. All right. So that way you can keep worry, fear, and anxiety away from you. That's all I have to say for this video. I'd like to thank you for watching it. Press the like button, press the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, love, and light. We out.